My young men, my young kings, time to level up. If I could be 20 years old again, what would I tell myself to do? How to act, how to be, what to be. Taking a look at men 40, 50, 60 years ago and beyond, what were these young men like you and I doing? What were we up to? It's wild, you know, men back then were considered men at like age 16, 17, 18, 19. Now I see dudes in their mid-20s up until their late 30s and 40s even, who still aren't men yet, who live at home, don't really have any plans. Their mom be up in the kitchen cooking them all their meals.
Hey Ma, can we get some meatloaf?
They spend their nights spilling their seed to all these images online. They spend countless hours every single day playing video games, not working out. And so when you really break everything down, you know what the key to all this is? It's responsibility. Young men these days, there's a lack of responsibility. I mean, look, if you're a young man like me, say maybe you go to school, or say maybe you do have a job, and yet you come home every day and you still got, you got some free time. That's not good, bro. You have a conversation back with a man 40, 50 years ago, he's gonna be like, free time? What's free time? You start talking to him about having a little me time, he's gonna be like, what the heck is me time? Me time? And don't get me wrong, guys, I'm not talking about like taking an afternoon off and unwinding or setting aside time for meditation. You guys know I'm very big on that, and of having that stillness and quietness and starting off your day like that, because there's power found in those still quiet moments, spending time with God alone and getting in that meditative state. There's power found in slowing down sometimes. We know this. But at the same time, there's also, and you can see it all around us, there is a spirit of laziness upon us, especially upon us men right now. This is why women are having to rise up. This is why women and feminists are having to become strong, right? And become the more masculine figure, because us men are losing our edge. We are losing our power, our strength, and immersing ourselves into laziness every single day. I've been hearing a lot of guys lately saying things like, I just been having a lot of pressure on me lately. I really just need to have a more simple life and have less responsibilities in life. And when we see this, we see so many young men these days that are still living at home saying, I'm saving money right now, dude. I'm saving money, dude. Being smart, Saving up money for what? You don't have no vision. You don't have no girl in your life. You've been spending way too much time with Jill. I used to say this all the time too, bro. I'm saving money. No, you're not saving money. That's just a great excuse for not embracing responsibility, not embracing manhood, pushing yourself to a new level, not taking action in your life. If it's really about money, you know what you should be doing? Probably spending a little less time playing video games, relaxing, taking it easy, having your mom go to the grocery store, cook all your meals for you, and learning how to invest that money, learning how to multiply it. These days, we're so fixated on, I'm just trying to live a simple life, just trying to be happy, just trying to reduce stress in my life. And how is having no responsibility, how is that improving you? Really think about that. How is that maximizing yourself as a man? Having no responsibilities. How is that building you? How is that challenging you, multiplying your skills? Essentially, having no responsibilities, or as less responsibilities as possible, it doesn't do anything besides making you softer. Honestly, that's what it is. I know some of you may call me crazy, may call me toxic for this, but you know what I think the goal should be for us men? I think the goal for us should be to have a schedule, create a daily schedule, daily routine, whatever you want to call it. Have a schedule that stresses you out a little bit, that starts to actually put some pressure on you. I think that's good. I actually think a little stress can do you good. I think it's actually healthy. What does pressure do? Pressure builds diamonds, right? We know this. Add responsibilities to your life. Get a freaking dog, bro. Have something in your life that besides just work or besides just school, where you gotta get back home, you gotta feed your dog, you gotta take your dog out, right? Take on an extra job. Get yourself your own place. Find yourself a girl. Create a side hustle. Start a YouTube channel. Do something that puts a little pressure on, raises the stakes. Adding a little more stress to your plate is good. I think that is a great challenge for a man. It teaches you how to overcome, how to conquer, how to handle more difficult situations that arise in the future. Joseph in the Bible, when he got falsely accused by Potiphar's wife, and when he went to prison for all those years, did he sit there and complain day after day after day? No. You know what he did? He worked. He legit became in charge of the whole prison while he was in prison. And then shortly after that, he became second in command of all Egypt. That right there, that's baller status, bro. That's a true man right there. So as young men, we should have that same vigor, that same grit and intensity, that fire in the belly. Not to take it easy, but to make moves. You're only gonna be young once. Use it. Use that youth to your advantage. These last few years, starting off my YouTube journey, I gained some pretty good momentum there for a few years, and to the point where I was able to start my own business, to where I was making some good money, and I became complacent. And because of that, it caused me to sit back and enjoy the fruits of my labor, right? It gave me that free time, which was cool. It was a blessing, don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for it, but I took advantage of it. I started to immerse myself into the pleasures and the rewards of success. And therefore I lost my focus. I lost my drive, my mission. And finally the other day I had this realization where I sat down with myself and I was kind of talking to the man in the mirror type of thing. And I was like, Dre, like with the way men are headed and how weak and feminine we're becoming, how can I just sit back and take it easy? How can I just sit back and not try to make any change? Essentially, the reason why the world is in the state that it's in is because, I'm not doing anything to help it. I'm not doing anything to reignite and rekindle that flame within men. So, that's just my own personal journey. I've had to regain my purpose in life. When a man lacks purpose, what does he do? He distracts himself with pleasure. So I've had to add more responsibility to my plate. And all of a sudden, now with more responsibility, I don't have time to sit and think about, what Netflix movie are we gonna watch tonight? All of a sudden, yesterday, I realized I was on my phone, I saw my little TikTok app there, and I was like, whoa, I haven't been on TikTok in 2 weeks. I went to my YouTube analytics this morning and saw that I just tripled the amount of money that I usually make in Google AdSense because these last 2 weeks I've been just dishing out content. This whole time I've been telling myself, I'm content with my life. I'm good with the way it is, And it wasn't that. It wasn't that I was content. It was I was complacent. And what can God do with a man who's complacent, who lacks a need to do more? He can do nothing with that kind of man. As a young man, responsibility is your greatest weapon. This will catapult you to that next level in your life. You gotta realize the more you sit there on your phone swiping through TikToks, the more you spend time watching Netflix and watching Hulu and all these different things, and you just spend countless hours and hours and hours. You are building up these powerhouse companies and essentially just creating more weak, soft, lazy men, and it's an endless cycle. You're feeding the machine. So you have to realize it starts with you. Yes, you as an individual watching this right now. A man is made where? At home. It starts with you. How are you going to go about this day? How are you going to lead your family? We are literally in a spiritual battle right now, a spiritual war. So how are you going to lead your family? How are you going to lead your friends and not have them fall astray? With that said, if you want to absolutely just take your manhood to that next level, you need to watch this video right now. I'll see you next time. My name is Jay Drexler. Peace always.